How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is episode 2 of a Let's Play series for Farming Simulator 22 on the mod map Pallegney. And yeah, that's right. I have been pronouncing it wrong for a little while now. It was pointed out to me by Laz FS Gaming. Laz, thank you so very much for pointing this out. I have been sounding like a complete fool over the last little while, over my map tours and episode 1 here. They had pointed out that it is actually pronounced Pallegney. I checked it out, did a little research, and yeah, that is the case. I've been pronouncing it wrong. So Laz FS Gaming, thank you so very, very much. Go ahead and give them a look-see on their channel. Pretty good content. I was just watching it the other day. So yeah, definitely go give them a look-see. But what were we up to in the first episode? Well, we had come to France here in Pallegney, or Pallegney, and we had bought a farm. As a matter of fact, this one. It was in a state of abandonment. The previous farmer had just had enough. They had just sold the property out from under themselves, and they had partially planted fields. This one here in front of me and the one in the distance over there, they had canola in this one, they had wheat in this one, and they were just a complete disarray. That field over there was just loaded with weeds. This one was was in a little bit better shape, but not by much. The pH and nitrogen were way off on both fields. That one was loaded with weeds, and as you can see here in the silo, we've got 11,000, almost 12,000 liters of canola, about 9,000 liters of wheat. I mean, it's not a lot compared to what we could have gotten off of these fields if they were properly maintained. So we ended up harvesting them. We ended up getting all the bales, the straw off of the field. We only got 4 bales over there at about, 9,000 liters each. So yeah, we didn't get a whole heck of a lot out of these fields. So what are we doing today? Well, we're continuing right off the back of the previous episode, and we need to get these replanted and have them up and running and in a far better condition than what they were left in. As you can see, they need plowing, they need plowing, they need fertilizer, lime, they need stone picked. Once we get to that point, we're going to have to figure out what to do with the stones. I mean, we can either potentially roll them in, we could potentially pull them out. I'm not sure yet. I just don't know where to go from here. So let's go ahead and grab our tractor. Let's go up to the shop, and at this point we need to mulch. That's the very first thing we need to do, is mulch these fields out so they can actually, be, again, better producing the next time around. So let's go ahead and start there. Let's grab the tractor just through here. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and cut us out here, head over to the main shop area, get myself a mulcher, and go from there. So I'll cut us out here, bring us back in as soon as we're done. So I'm heading back to the field here with the nice big mulcher and a front weight, because this mulcher being so large, it actually was lifting the front end of the tractor off the ground. So I kind of had to adjust on the fly. I wasn't anticipating actually needing it, but it was super cheap. It was like 53 bucks to lease. So let's go ahead and drop this down. Fire it up. And there we go. We're going to mulch all of the fields here and the one directly in front of us, and then once we get this all mulched, we can then plow out everything from here. We'll see what kind of stones we dig up. If we get small stones, then maybe we'll roll them back in. I'm not 100% certain as to what will be better, if it's going to be worth investing all the money in just getting a stone picker, or if it's small stones, if I ought to just go ahead and skip the whole picking process and go ahead and just kind of just roll them back in. I'm not certain as to what will be the best option as of right now. So I think the better option will be to just figure out what happens and what I actually pull up from the ground. So all in all, oof, this is just not. It's wanting to wiggle all over the place, not wanting to travel true at all. There we go. So on this first field, we are putting the finishing touches down, just trying to get all of the areas mulched. So that way we get a little bit more of the stubble into the ground and providing just a little bit more of a bed for the next season's plant to take root in. There we go. And that's it for that one. Now let's go over to the next field. And we'll do the same exact thing. There we go. Look at that. We're going to chug through this, move on to plowing immediately after this. So we're putting on the finishing touches here. Got to clean up a couple of other areas over on the other side of the field there. But for the most part, we are done with this. Whoops, wrong button. And get this little bit right here. Perfect. Now, there's a couple of spots just over here. So after I get these, I will go ahead and cut out from here, go grab a plow, bring it back, and we'll get to plowing. There we go. Perfect. Let's fold this up. All right. I will cut us out here, and I'll be right back with a plow. I am back now with the plow, and I'm really hoping that this tractor has enough power to be able to sustain this this plow. I'm not 100% certain about this. Oof. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and drop it down. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. We got enough. We got enough grunt with this, so that is excellent. We should be able to make some quick work of this field with this plow. Actually, with both fields, we'll be able to make some quick work. So, and it does look like we have small stones, so we might be able to just roll those back in instead of spending all that money and whatnot trying to pick these stones up with one of the stone pickers. It might just work out better just to go ahead and roll them back in. That might be a better option, but let's go ahead and finish off plowing. It's one of those that I am getting a little bit of slippage here. So when I get into some tougher ground, it seems like it's uh, not getting all the traction that I need, but that's okay. It's one of those that we are gonna deal with what we have, and I mean it is working. All in all, this is going a lot smoother than I was anticipating. You know, certainly could have been a lot worse. There we go. We've got our first field done. Let's get the second one going. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. This thing is working way better than I anticipated. Way, way better. I was really thinking that this thing was going to struggle. It wasn't going to get the grip that it needed, and I was 100% wrong. Figure this thing is rated for 350 horsepower, and this tractor only has like 218, I think, somewhere in that ballpark. Regardless, it was severely under the minimum requirement, and the only thing I've figured that would kind of push this over the line is the kind of thicker tires that I've got on this is going to provide more traction rather than, having some kind of thin or narrow tire. I'm going to get just a little bit more grip uh, than the norm. So I was hoping that I would be able to fully utilize all of that 218 horsepower, 200 however many horses that this tractor does have under the hood, and I am, I'm very, very pleased with this. And there we go. Now we need to return the plow and go get a roller. I will be right back with it. Alright, so I made it back here to the farm. Let's drop this down. This roller should push all these stones back into the ground, and we should be good to go from here. Let's see. And that's looking really good. Alright. So we just need to go over all this area here. We're just gonna forget about the stones for right now. We could utilize them for, lime or something like that, but we don't have the storage for it right now. There's really no place I can put it here on the farm. I don't have any equipment to kind of tote it around with. I got the trailer, so I could load it into a trailer and dump it, but outside of doing that, I've got nothing to really speak of when it comes to the things necessary in order to properly utilize the stones. So it's one of those that this will kind of be the quickest and easiest way to deal with stones, and come next time, maybe we'll be in a better position where we'll be able to utilize the stones for something more. But right now, I'm just not going to worry about it because it's just not necessary to do so. Here we go with the last little bit directly in front of me. Then we'll move on to the bigger field. There we go. Let's go ahead and get over to the next field. And just with a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, and already these fields are looking so much nicer. They've got all the makings to really put out some decent yields. I need to scoot over just a bit before unfolding this. I think about here should be good. Oh yeah, more than enough. So let's readjust ever so slightly. There we go. All right, let's get this one done. Here we go, getting ready to hit up the last bit of this field. I think I missed a little bit right over here. And perfect. All right, well, now, let's see. Now we need to deal with lime. So let's go ahead and deal with that. So I'm going to get a lime spreader and purchase some lime. We'll see in a bit. Making my way back to the farm with a braid out lime spreader. So this thing is going to work excellently, I think. I had to get a bigger weight because this thing is so heavy. Yeah, just didn't want to sit right. So let's go ahead and fire this up. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. This is going to make quick work of these two fields. We are gonna, we're gonna go through product quickly. So we're gonna have to make a few back and forths between our farm and the shop. Thankfully, the shop is not far away, because, I couldn't even get it through the first field there. Wow. All right, well, let's go load up another 4,000 liters and come on back. All right, we are back here for round number 2. Let's get this last little bit here. Shouldn't take too much or too long. Well, not going to take too long, but apparently it's going to take too much. Holy smokes. There we go. All right. Now we're on to field number 2, and that little bit almost took 2,000 liters. Wow, that's this is a bigger field, so it's going to take a while. So back and forth, back and forth. Let's do this. So we're approaching the farm here again. The field for the last little bit. Just got these 2 little spots. Should be quick and easy and painless. There's one. And here's 2. Look at that. Perfect. Field is done. Now let's go ahead and take the spreader back up to the shop there and figure out what it is that we're going to do for the fields now, because it's time to plant something. So gotta figure out what is in season at the moment and kind of go from there. So I will cut us out here and cut you back in as soon as we get to the shop and get a seeder and figure out what kind of crop we're going to put in. I'll see you in a while. So I made it back up here to the shop, and I was talking to the owner here, and apparently there's not a whole lot of stuff in planting season right now. We're talking canola, grass, and alfalfa, and really none of those are really what I'm kind of looking for at the moment. I think I'm mainly going to be looking for maybe a wheat, a barley, something along those lines where I'll be able to just kind of get some additional straw, some additional product off the field, and kind of go from there. Um, Canola, I'm not really gonna get too much out of it. Grass and alfalfa, I really don't need at the moment. So I was telling him, it's like, man, I was really hoping to get something in the ground today. He's like, well, if you wait next month in September, then roughly around that time, you should start seeing you being able to plant your wheats and your barleys and things like that. I'm like, you know what? That sounds perfect. So I just got to wait a month. But in the meantime, what do? I'm pretty much done with everything here on the fields. And he was telling me, well, if you'd like, we have a subcontractors program to where if people in our local area here need help around their farms, that they basically come up here to the shop, and that there's basically like a messaging board that allows us to kind of all communicate with each other, let us know what jobs are available, and basically I can get paid through this subcontractor system. And I'm like, sign me up. I need money. I mean, I've spent almost 30 grand since getting here on just getting my fields ready. So yeah, I could use some money. So they got me all enrolled. They got my ID and all that stuff kind of situated, and they got it on file, and they were actually ready right away. They had everything ready for me to go, and they ended up getting one of the people who was on the messaging board on the phone and said, "Hey, do you need work done right away? We've got somebody up here who's looking for work, myself." And they're like, "Yeah, absolutely. I need to have a grass field that needs to be mowed." So they brought up all their equipment. Check it out. So I'm going to be going to the northwest of here, about over in that direction, and I'm going to be mowing some grass and turning it into silage. So let's get rocking and rolling, because we got the equipment. Let's do this. I will go ahead and get over there, and I will meet you over there. So here I am. The field right in front of me is the one that needs to be mowed. Let's go ahead and drop this down. Let's see. Start about right here. Drop this down. We also want to put this into swathing. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, we've got so much work to be done here, and I am totally on board with doing it, because any little bit that can get us some cash in our pockets is going to help the farm. This is the steps we're going to have to take in order to, be successful. We're not going to be able to just sit back and wait until planting season. We're going to have to keep busy, keep hustling, and do the odd job here and there. And you know what? I'm glad I had the opportunity to just be able to do this. It was extremely lucky that they had a messaging board system, that whole subcontractor system there in place. So I'm very, very grateful and excited to be able to do this job and to be able to get something out of it. So what we're doing here is we're going to be taking all this grass off the field, and we're going to be making it into silage. And we got to take it over to the biogas plant. I guess the person who owns this property here is a local cattle farmer, and does a ton of business out with the biogas plant. So this is one of the fields that's strictly to go to the biogas plant to be converted into things like methane and digestate, things like that. It's just, things to get some local power in the community. They get a premium off of this field because the biogas plant itself kind of pays like a little subsidy to the farmer for this product, so it keeps the biogas plant in constant supply. So they're able to generate the power necessary to be able to help power the town. But I'm going to go ahead and get to work here, finish mowing this field, and then we're going to be baling, wrapping, and kind of going from there. We'll see you in a while. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely picked clean. Absolutely love it. Now, the owner got a hold of me of this equipment and told me, go ahead and just park whatever equipment I have brought to the field over by the tree line over here, and they will come pick it up later. So I told them, yeah, absolutely no problem. I will park it over here by the tree line just behind the cornfield here, and then be able to just kind of hoof it back and forth until all the work here is done. So I'm going to go ahead and head back up to the shop, pick up the baler, and bring the baler up. We'll see you back here. So here we are with the baler. Let's go ahead and stop here, unfold, lower it down. Perfect. Now let's start picking up the grass here. Putting on the finishing touches here, picking up the rest of the bales. Now let's go ahead and tuck this over where the mower is, and then we will go and grab the bale loader so we can get all these bales and send them over to the biogas plant, and then we'll be able to complete the contract. I mean, we're doing pretty good with this contract. Things are working out very, very nicely. Let's drop this off right here. Perfect. All right. Head back over to the shop there one more time, grab the trailer, and then we're going to make some deliveries. We'll see you in a while. Alright, so I am coming back with the bale trailer here, and I was talking to the owner, and turns out that they have a rather interesting, I don't know if I want to call it a clause or just kind of an agreement that in order for the people who are signing you up for the contracts, in order for them to be able to place the contract, they have to essentially claim a value at which they are expecting to get off of their fields, a expected yield. And then what happens is that once you get to that yield, that's it. That's all that they're allowed to claim and all they're allowed to charge for. So anything above and beyond what their expected yield or expected claimed yield is essentially a free-for-all at that point. I'm able to then claim whatever is above and beyond that expected yield as my own. So I can use it around the farm, I can use it for sales, I can do whatever I want with it, because it's that point unclaimed product that is now in my possession. So it's all part of their contracting, and yeah, it's completely crazy, but I mean, I'm certainly going to take advantage of it because I'd be silly not to. If I can get, even a couple of bales off of this contract because of this clause that got all worked out, then yeah, I'm going to take advantage of that. And the silage that we made here is, I mean, not really of use to me at the moment. I think what will be better served would be to utilize whatever overage there is from this field as a type of cash crop. Being able to just kind of put it into the coffers, and hopefully, if a rainy day comes, because here we are in August, we're only a few months away from the winter time, and I have nothing to really kind of fall back on if anything kind of falls through. So it's one of those where having a bit of extra cash in the bank might be a better idea than having a bunch of extra product around and it not serving any point or purpose. It's one of those where, yeah, silage may come in handy later. We do have a cow barn that we could utilize the silage in, but it's one of those where I don't have cows now. And do I need to sit there and save product for a animal I don't have at the moment, or do I need to go ahead and make money in order to have something to show for later? I think that the latter is going to be more important at this point in time, rather than trying to, have a whole bunch of stock in the warehouse. I think that'll be a much better option than to just hang on to this. So that's one full trailer. Let's go ahead and head over to the biogas plant. We gotta pick this up and put it in its transport position. I don't expect I'm going to get a lot off of this field, personally, but I think it's certainly going to be more than nothing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop this off at the biogas plant, come back and gather the rest. We'll see you in a while. as we approach the biogas plant, we're going to have to pull in a little bit of a wide angle. There we go. Now we need to go ahead and come over, and I believe we can unload this right here. Oh, wow. $16,000 just in overage bales. Yes, that is excellent. I'm okay with this. 16 grand. Wow. All right, well, let's there's a couple more bales over there, so let's go grab them. That's incredible. 16 grand. Well, all right. I will go pick up the other couple of bales, bring them back over here, sell them off, and we'll head up to the shop area there, collect the contract. We are going to have to leave the tractor and trailer up at the shop, so most of the equipment's going to be there at the field. This is going to be up at the shop. So I will go ahead and cut us out from here, cut us back in once we deliver the rest of the bales, figure out what we get out of everything. We'll see when we get there. All right, so we are approaching the biogas plant again. We have 6 more bales to drop off and get paid for. I'm just completely blown away. The fact that we got so much money out of the bales here that was just extra, the unclaimed stuff that I was telling you about, is just absolutely bewildering to me. Let's see, let's park right here. Dump these off. Look at that, another $12,000. That's incredible. So all in all, what was that? $28,000 just in overage. That doesn't count the contract price or anything like that. We haven't gotten back to the shop to claim that yet. So we were at like almost $70,000, and now we're back up to $100,000. That's incredible, absolutely incredible. But now let's get up to the shop. Let's claim the contract and go from there. Meet you up there. All right, we dropped off the equipment. We collected on the contract. I mean, you can see it. You can see we're at $114,000. I mean, you figure that's almost quick math, about 70 to that's 30, almost $45,000 just on that one contract. That is just mind-boggling to me. I'm just I'm kind of swimming at the moment. I'm actually very happy about it. That did more for us than I realized it was going to, and it was a very nice bonus that I wasn't expecting to get at first. So yeah, I mean this is excellent. We got, wow, just it feels like a little bit of breathing room. We've got both of the fields there at the farm all taken care of. We got a contract under our belt. And yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how everything is going so far. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing, shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.